want to tell you about how I live in my town, my Troinsk, and all about my life. So, let's get started. My alarm goes off at 7 a.m. Then I get up. I must wake up my husband and my kids. Then, while my husband makes our bed, I go to the bathroom. I get dressed. Then I look at myself in the mirror. I wash my face and brush my teeth. Then I wipe it with a towel. Also, I comb my hair and I put on my makeup. It's my morning routines take me no more 5 or 7 minutes. Then I head to the kitchen to make a breakfast for the whole family. In the kitchen, I'm going to make breakfast. Meanwhile, my kids brush their teeth and get dressed and prepare their bags to kindergarten and school. After breakfast, the whole family goes out. My oldest son must be at school at 8 a.m. Usually, my husband drops our kids off to school and kindergarten, but sometimes I drop them off too when my husband have to be at work early than he usually need. And you will ask me what I do after. After all, I have my anti-gravity yoga practice. Then I come back home and enjoy my breakfast. To tell you the truth, I hate have breakfast in a rush. It's always get on my nerve. Now I have time to think about my life. I was born here in this town and my husband too. We never thought about to move to another city or town or country because we have our families here, our parents and grandparents live here, and almost all relatives live here. We made friends. We grew up here, finished our schools, then graduated from Chelyabinsk State University and got a great job here. We own an apartment here, small, but it's our own. We raise our kids together. Everything is okay. We are happy. Would you like to hear a story how our relationship began? I finished school in 2005. I always was good at math, so I got enrolled in Chelyabinsk State University on a math class. So it was right there where we met each other first time. He said me later that it was love at first sight for him, and he had a crush on me. Also, that I want to tell you, he was my teacher. He just graduated from university and decided to devote his life to teaching students high math. Through 1 month later, he asked me out, and this is how our relationship begins. I fell in love with him too. But we often got into a fight while we were seeing because he was so tied to his mom's apron strings. That's why we drifted apart 2 times, and through But then after a while, we made up and got back together. Through 2 years, he proposed me, and we got married. He realized that that it's time to settle down and start our own family, and I wanted very much to have a baby. Through 1 year after our marriage, our first son was born, and we became a real family with a kid. You must know how difficult to get a place in at a kindergarten. So we were queuing up when our son was only 1 month old. Through more than 2 years, our son started kindergarten. Everything was great until our second son has appeared in our family. Michael, my oldest son, didn't want to go. Didn't want to attend the kindergarten anymore. He wanted to stay at home with his mother, and his little brother. Don't know how, but he get used to have a baby brother and went on to go to kindergarten. Then we started to think about how to choose a school for him. Of course, we chose the best school, let's say, as we thought. He passed entry exams and entered school. Also, we paid a big tuition fees. When he did well in school, if he skipped school due sickness, he caught up with his studies very fast. But there was only one problem there. A teacher. She liked to bully kids. As turned out later, she hated kids. She always criticized every kid in class. This is when we realized we made a huge mistake. So through about 6 months, our son began to go to another ordinary school with a kind teacher who loves kids very much. When my eldest son went to school and my youngest son went to kindergarten, I realized I want to work. You know, it's not easy to find a good job in our town, if you want to be a salesman. To tell you the truth, you can get a good job in case nepotism. So through several months, I got an offer to work as economist. I had a job interview and was hired after all. I worked 8 to 5. I liked my job very much until we got a new boss. He thought it is normal to work overtime, but I have family and kids, and this is my main point in my life. I didn't want to be exhausted and overworked, so I gave 2 weeks notice and quitted a job. This is when I felt freedom and happiness. Finally, earning money for the whole family fell on my husband. First time it was hard to get used to spend money properly and don't throw money down the drain, but my husband always was a reasonable spender and everything was back to normal. We always teach our kids that money doesn't grow on trees, and if you want to get something, you have to make money. When my husband began to manage our family budget, we had opportunity to travel and even to save money for a rainy day. I always knew men are better in this. Now, if we need something to buy, I make a shopping list. Then my husband goes shopping to the supermarket, or we go together because he wants to have an eye for everything that needs his family. If we are going to buy something expensive, before to make a choice, we always get some information about on the internet and try to shop and during sales. It is so pleasant to get a real bargain. Now we have a wish to buy a new apartment bigger than we have, so we decided to keep money, and I hope soon it will happen. When the breakfast is over, and it's time it's time for me to do my house chores. I like to keep my home clean, and I like when everywhere smell fresh cooked food. In evening, the whole family sits around the dinner table. We talk about our day. We make jokes and tell funny stories. We like to spend time together. Sometimes, after a long day, we are bored and feel like doing something funny. So this time we have a night out. We go to the cinema, then go to the restaurant with kids. Also, we can invite friends with their kids to us, throw a party, and do something for fun. One time in month, kids have sleepover at Granny's house. This is when we take advantage of their absence and have a blast. We chill out with our friends and have a time of our lives. When we are really tired and bored, we would like to get away from it all and go on vacation. We've never traveled abroad and always traveled to Russian south to the Black Sea coast. But we want to see the world and decided that on our next trip we will go abroad. Also, we like to go camping and spend several days close to nature. We're always ready to try out something new, and I wish we could go hiking or even go to a ski resort in winter. Every spring, we open a season of picnics. Our kids just adore picnics. In spring, nature wakes up from a long winter spring. Green grass sprouts out, and trees blossom, and the weather gets warmer. What can be better for picnic? In summer, we like to go to the beach or ride bicycles. My husband take us to go to amusement park or to the zoo in Chelyabinsk. Speaking of Chelyabinsk, I prefer to see a doctor in Chelyabinsk. I think our town has a poor medicine. Always a big amount of doctors are absent, or if they are on their place, they are young and have a little experience. They don't really know how to deal with my problem sometimes. So if I have a really a serious problem with my health, I make an appointment in Chelyabinsk. My husband every year has a checkup and stays in Chelyabinsk hospital about 10 days. Actually, our lifestyle has a healthy direction. My husband gave up smoking almost 4 years old. We go jogging and cut down on sugar intake. Our kids have ice hockey practice almost every day, expect Sunday, except Sunday. So I can say we are a healthy family. Guys, I think it was great conversation about my life. Thank you. Goodbye.